you can now see the largest display of the AIDS Memorial Quilt in a decade. The National AIDS Memorial is celebrating the 35th anniversary of San Francisco Mayor Diane Feinstein's decision to hang the AIDS Memorial Quilt from the mayor's balcony at City Hall with a special display of the quilt. Over 3,000 of the 3-foot by 6-foot panels will be on display at the National AIDS Memorial Grove in San Francisco's Golden Gate Park on June 11th and 12th. The entire AIDS Memorial Quilt includes over 50,000 panels, honoring more than 110,000 individuals who have lost their lives to AIDS. John Cunningham, CEO of the National AIDS Memorial, said in a press release, quote, "The quilt is an important reminder that the HIV/AIDS crisis is still not over, and there is much work to be done, particularly in communities of color where HIV is on the rise in many parts of the country." End quote.
Yeah, and especially in Florida, Miami-Dade County being one of those.
Has anybody seen the quilt?
I saw it in 1993 when I went to the March in Washington, which was one of the most exhilarating experiences ever.
Wow.
And it was a huge display even then.
Proudly, one of the principal organizers of that event was Nadine Smith, who is now executive director of Quality Florida, who has just made Times 100.
Yes, she did. I just adore Nadine.
Yeah.
But it was so moving. It was one of those, you March on Washington, we were I remember I was with a contingency of friends and we were all very hip, hip, hooray, I'm gay, yeah, yeah, yeah. Very much, that mode. And then when we got to the quilt, it was immediately so somber. And it was just quiet, the entire thing, because 93 is still in the thick of it.
Yeah.
So it was a very, it was quite an awesome.
When you look at
I was just going to say, I did not remember that 50,000 panels representing 110,000 lost. That's just amazing. 3 by 6. I mean, I remember how large it was, but 50,000 panels.
Well, and
it's impossible. Oh yeah, I was just going to say it's impossible to put it all together again. This is the largest display about you can have, because sadly there are just so many. It's very powerful when you see it. A friend of mine who's older and was in the Vietnam War likened it to the first time that he saw the Vietnam Memorial.
Wow.
And there were just, it's just name after name after name after name of people who died. And that's about how it ranks.
Well, and I need for you guys to remember that and understand that AIDS is not cured yet. We haven't completely annihilated it yet. And there's still people dying, all the time. My wife constantly tells me that, hey, AIDS is still killing our community. It causes many to get cancers, they're living with AIDS, but then they get something else, I mean, it's not over.
Do you think, and it crosses my mind, that we're in a different time in remembrance and respect? We've reported at Queer News Tonight more than 70,000 LGBT Americans were killed by the pandemic of COVID-19. Do you think we'll ever do anything like what we did in HIV and AIDS? Look at, we've talked about Pulse in the anniversary. In gun violence. Do you think we'll ever do anything about all of the gun violence victims and related things? Are we just a different society today than we were in the 90s?
We're numb. Totally. We're a little numb to it. Isn't that awful?
And also I think that we have, all of us, I speak for myself, we have a much shorter attention span. Because, we're a social media age, and we were not a social media age in the 90s at all.
Yeah.
I mean, I had my first cell phone in the mid-90s or something, and it was like some brick of something.
Dale has told me, by the way, so many times what a nice experience it was in your hand to write with a feather in it.
I have a name for you, but I'm not going to say it on the air because I'm a decent
queen. You're a gentleman. Because you're a decent lady.
Yes.
All right?
All right. Gentle queen.
LGBTQ plus news is vital for our community and for the broader world as a whole. We have enough enemies at Fox News. Tucker, Sean, and Laura are loud. We need passionate allies. Happening Out Television Network, Queer News Tonight, and It's Happening Out are literally out of the closet and into the headlines. Our community needs your support. Like this broadcast and subscribe now to ensure the growth of the entire LGBTQ+